Greetings, family. Back at you once again. I was trying to stay out of the politics. I've been watching, but I've been, just, you know, seeing, what's going on with the this whole France thing over in the Sahel areas of Africa. What is it? Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and there's other countries that are now that have joined the Sahel. But what I realized is that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the African brothers and sisters over there realize that they're in a moment right now of do or die. You know, with this guy Langley, being sent over there like a torpedo, to try to take out Traore and all those that are speaking up for their freedom, their God-given right to be free. It's like they have to, the people of Africa, of those countries I just mentioned, I hope and pray, and I do pray that they are of the mindset of, being ready to die for their freedom. Not everyone will have to die, but it is a scary thought. But it's like that is a part of the reality. We're living in a time right now where we are going to see history before in real time being made, and in parts of Africa as well as right here in the United States. A lot of us, we talk about, we are not going back. Well, the reality is they're going to come at us too at some point. And we got to be willing to put in a fight for our life and for our freedom. To hell with running over to Africa and all that there. That's all right, all ideal. But for those of us that demand that we earned our right here in America, we better be ready to bring it. And I'm talking about, no one wants to talk about dying. Everybody, wants to live this, the life in America and the luxuries and different things like that. But there's a force that's evident, that's as plain as the nose on your face. They do not want us to share in that, And so we, just like those brothers and sisters over there, we have to take on that attitude. It reminds me of how back in the 60s and the 70s, how America has always been like a big bully, a big pussy that goes around and, challenges little small countries no bigger than the state of New York, no bigger than the state of Rhode Island or something, and they bully them and do what they want to do, and then they walk away like they really did a champion thing. It's just like how they go in parts of the world and they shoot a elephant or a lion or whatever the animal, or deer, and they put it up on their wall like savages, right? But the reality is you had to use a damn gun, a bullet to do it, whereas there's people in Africa that was taking down lions with just a knife in their bare hands. But anyway, and I guess what I'm talking about is that fight or flight, because at this point, America's not going to stop until they either get what they want out of Africa, continue to get what they want, America, the EU, and France, because they're all together now. These three entities are together, and they're sending Langley over there, and it's like they really have a plan they have conspired that they are going to recolonize fully. And I guess this time they want to make sure that they lock it down where there's no more talking about who is who and what Africa is going to give to them. See, the Africans have to have that spirit of those Vietnamese people. See, when America went into the Vietnam War, they thought because they had all of these big airplanes and these bombers and their soldiers had the elite technology going over in there that they was just going to, kick ass and just come back out of there with the results that they planned on. But when they got over there, that war lasted so long. I believe it was like 8 years or whatever. It lasted so long because the Vietnamese was kicking United States ass. These people with second, hand armory, guns and bullets, nowhere close to the technology that America had. These dudes was like, look, they was coming at them with guerrilla warfare. America coming with their guns, like the big, monster, I'm going to kick ass and I'm going to take over your country. The Vietnamese was digging tunnels and different things, putting up traps with spikes hanging, sticking out, being covered up with camouflage or whatever. So when the soldiers come in, they fall into these ditches, chasing them, or they're on the battlefield and the Vietnamese may come up somewhere, look like it's just a tree over there, but there's a hole in the ground with about 20 of them ready to come out and come behind the soldiers and just wiping them out. They lost so many American soldiers in that war. They realized after 8 years they didn't win. They could not win. There was no win. No people had a fight. There's this old saying that the win doesn't go to the size of the dog. It's not the size of the dog that win the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. You understand? And like with Africa, the lust of America, France, and the EU for their gold, their cobalt, their uranium, and all of the many minerals that are God given to the continent of Africa. God gave this to the Africans. You understand? And yet these people feel like these pale-faced devils. These pale-faced devils want to go in, take what does not belong to them. The same thing that they did with the Indians. See, the savagery of this white man has not changed throughout all his time here. This is all this dude know is violence, bloodshed. He has a thirst. He is thirsty for blood like a fish thirsty for water. And he cannot stop. It is innate in him to destroy, to control, to take over. He cannot work in harmony with nature or with others. It is like a cancer, a germ, it's inside of his DNA. And until people show him that God is involved with this here. All the African people got to do is to be willing to fight. Just like with us over here in America. You understand? The only requirement to win the fight is a desire. The strongest desire that you can dig down deep inside of you and be willing to die for it. And a lot of times you find out just your willingness to die for it may not cost you your life, but may cost you the win. It may get you the win. And I'm praying, and I pray that all of us is spiritually connected with them brothers and sisters over there. Like I said, there's a lot of brothers and sisters over here that talk about I ain't no African and I ain't got nothing to do with them. And again, I say ignorance is bliss, because every one of these white boys or white people over here, pale-faced devils over in here, you best believe if they're Italian, they are connected to Italy. If they are Russian, they are connected to Russia. Wherever they come from, they are connected to their homeland. You understand? And they celebrate it. They have holidays here. So for us to think that we are not connected with them, we are really illustrating our lost mindset. And I'm just saying, not all of us are lost. So those of us that are in the know, conscious-minded, we got to pray for these brothers over there, and hopefully Traore and his people see, videos such as this and what you have to offer, to let them know we love y'all over there and we're down with you, and our prayers is with you, and we pray that the ancestors and the warriors that came before will help you overcome this cancer, this pale-faced cancer that is being spearheaded by a well-trained slave by the name of Langley. May he catch the first one. Peace and love. Till the next time.